Hello, hello, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. So this afternoon, I just realized that there's a video on my other channel, Glow World Exceptional. I made this video about a month ago, and the video is doing well over there. So I recall that I need to remake this video on Gloria Chizio channel for us to learn. Then going through the video and some other comments under the video, I was I don't know the language to use, but it's encouraging. Let me use the word encouraging. So it's none other thing other than how to use salt. I want to teach us how I used salt personally. That video was my personal experience. Yes, my personal experience. How I used salt under my tongue and in my shoe. Now I want to tell us something. It's not I don't know how to put it. Don't go about just sorry, I don't know how to put it, but this is what I am trying to say. For you to use salt in your shoe or under your tongue for favor or to speak favor by God's grace, this was what actually happened. I was somewhere I needed to get something, and there was a demand. Let me use the word demand that is not supposed to be like, you need to give us something before we release this thing to you, this, and I'm not ready to part with whatever it is, no matter how small it is. There are times you wouldn't want to part with some things just because some persons are asking. You feel it's not their right, but they're making it seem that it's their right. So it happens that these persons were two in this room, in the room rather, where I went to collect a particular form. So after all said and done, it's like I was being given condition that there is difference between give us a tip, you get, and you must give us a tip before we read something that doesn't require you to, you understand. These are two different things. And a tip come from the heart without anyone asking you to give, you understand. So I tried to get my form, and I was hearing this directly. I understood where they're coming from, and luckily for me that day I had a delivery I wanted to go and weigh bill, and there's spiritual salt I prepare in that delivery. So it's not like if I want to give the mandatory or compulsory tip, I would not give, but that day I am not ready to part with anything. So I went out, looked for somewhere, and took some salt from the salt I had for the delivery. I took some, put them under my shoe after speaking, that is empowering it, speaking to it, like praying and empowering it, you understand. Now if I had gone back the person still insists to give me a tip, I am not saying I would have been disappointed that the salt under my shoe and the one I had under my tongue, I wouldn't have been disappointed. But I just said to myself, okay, you know about something like this, let me try it and see what happened. You understand? I went out, looked for somewhere, put it under my shoe, and then put some under my tongue. I went back to the same room. Remember, in this same room there were two. You understand? The other one was listening to all we were saying, all we've been dragging. So in fact, when I walked in again, the other one told me, the other person told me, oh, we thought you have left. I said, no, I won't leave without collecting what I came for. So, and probably, I think he assumed I am back to comply with whatever it is. So I went to meet the person that is supposed to give me this thing. funny thing, I greeted him like I'm just walking in for the first time. He looked up, looked at me. Remember, I already had the salt under my tongue and under my right foot, my sandal. There was I put some salt too. So I told him, "Sir, good afternoon. I am here to collect so form." He said, "Hey." He looked at me. Already, my heart was already like, my heart was already beating like, he would tell me. I was thinking he would tell me, I've told you now. You have to bring a so amount before. I thought that was what he was going to say. So when he looked at me, he said, "Hey, what's your name again?" I said, told him my name. He went through it, went through it, went through it. I turned and looked at the other person in the room. The other person in the room that was there when I came initially, that knows everything that has been going on from the beginning. I turned and looked at him. He was looking at us. I kept quiet. So the next thing, he searched and he gave me the form. I was still looking in astonishment, like, so in my mind I was thinking maybe by the time I am done signing, he will now resume to, what about what I... So I signed where I am supposed to sign, collected the form, collected the form, and I stepped out. While I was stepping out, I was still looking at the other person, the way he was looking at me. You understand? Like, he was staring at me with this astonishment, like, isn't that the same person we've been arguing forth and back just a few minutes ago? She said she doesn't have such amount to give, that she will not give this. That was what I was thinking he will be going through, that will be running in his mind. Now, I was so astonished when I stepped out, like, what actually happened now? What really happened? Now, there are things you don't use innocently against people. And whatever works, if God says it's going to work, it's going to work. If God says it's not working, you know they work. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. Don't even think that you can use a method of salt under your shoe or under your tongue to begin to speak to. It doesn't work that way. I used it to pray and speak that this is my right. This thing belongs to me. If I'm dropping a tip, it should be a tip, not mandatory or compulsory, or how do I put it, you understand? So this is a method whereby you can use a salt under your tongue and in your shoe when you are going for anything that has to do with favor. Now, remember, I always tell us, endeavor to always cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself, leave yourself open for favor, you understand? So try this method. Who knows, probably by the grace of God, if there is anything you're going for that is you require favor by God's grace, after you must have prayed, done your own part, leave the rest for God. Do these natural things. You never can tell. You never can tell. Sometimes just hearing your voice alone, sometimes people will just begin to... You may not know that it's spiritual, you understand? But this my own incident is not any spiritual. It's not any spiritual. You get? It's not any spiritual. This is my own incident, you understand? But what I'm trying to say is, probably we know the power of salt spiritually, how powerful salt is spiritually. Probably if it's something that has been denied, you've been denied for some time, and rightfully it's supposed to be given to you. You can try this salt when you're going to the place. You can try this salt. This is not put and command. You know they work. Don't be put and command though. So you can't even think that let me use it and command and begin to collect some. No. It doesn't work that way. So when you have anywhere to go, maybe an interview or something, after you must have done things that will bring you favor and pray over it, why don't you try salt under your tongue and in your shoe? Who knows? Probably God could use that to give you favor in whatever your endeavor is. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. It's none other person but Gloria Cheesy O. Thank you.